As we are all known to the fact that we are picking up these topics randomly, we have to keep in our mind in what context these topics are being discussed. So, here, the concept of gaze is a subtopic under the visual culture, Unit 4 of our syllabus. So, now, without further ado, let's get to the video. Concept of gaze, desire, voyeurism, male and female gaze are discussed in this video. So now, what is gaze? The gaze is a technical term that originated in the film theory and was first discussed by 1960s French intellectuals. It refers to how the audience or the viewers engage with the visual media, which includes advertisements, television programs, and cinema. Pook and Newall states that in the field of art, gaze refers to the way viewers engage with the art object. Modern origins of the gaze are based on psychoanalytic theory and relates to visual attentions and implications of gendered human perceptions that these contains. This concept is extended in the framework of feminist theory, where it can deal with how men look at women, how women look at themselves and the other women, and the effects surrounding these. Now, what is desire? As defined, desire is the unconscious wish, an emotion of longing or hoping for a person, objects, or an outcome. Men's desire is the desire of the others, which means a desire is the desire of recognition from others. Secondly, desire is for the things that we believe the other desires, which is something that others lack. This dependence on others for recognition is responsible for structuring not only our desires but even our drives too. Desire plays a key role in art. For Lacan, gaze gives structure and stability to our fantasies of self and others. Tarkin and Cartwright defined the relation of visual arts as the relationship of looking in which the subject is caught up in the dynamics of desire through trajectories of looking and being looked at among other people. The gaze can be both motivated by the subject's desire for control over the object it sees, and the object can likewise capture and hold the look. Freud saw desire as crucial to the process of looking. Voyeurism. The term comes from the French voyeur, which means to see. It refers to the pleasure taken in looking while not being seen to be looking. This carries negative connotations of a powerful, even sadistic position within the gaze. However, that term is usually applied to a male who observes somebody secretly and generally not in a public space. A male voyeur is commonly labeled as a peeping Tom or a Jags. Voyeurism is the sexual interest in or practice of watching other people engaged in intimate behaviors or other actions which are considered private in nature. The male gaze. The male gaze refers to how men look at women. The look can be decent or indecent, or it can be considered as the act of depicting women and the world in visual arts and in literature from a masculine heterosexual perspective that presents and represents women as sexual objects for the pleasure of the heterosexual male viewer. Here, woman is visually positioned as an object of heterosexual male desire. Her feelings, thoughts, and her own sexual drives are less important than being framed by the male desire. Criticism of the male gaze. The whole idea of the male gaze was given by Laura Mulvey in her essay Narrative Cinema and Visual Pleasure, 1975. She says that narrative cinema manipulates visual pleasure. Laura Mulvey drew on psychoanalytic theory of Freud and Lacan to challenge patriarchal models of viewing. Mulvey states that in films, women always portrayed as object of gaze and not the possessors of the gaze, because the control of the camera comes for assumptions that men are default target audience of the film genres. Molvey argued that traditional Hollywood films of the 1930s and 50s were geared towards male viewing pleasures. Molvey used the psychoanalytical paradigm of scopophilia, voyeurism, and narcissism to justify her arguments. Scopophilia, the pleasure in looking and being looked at, which is exhibitionism, the sexual pleasure involved in looking. Molvey argued that most popular movies are filmed in ways that satisfy masculine scopophilia. Voyeurism, on the other hand, as we have already discussed it before, the pleasure taken in looking while not being seen to be looking. Narcissism, identification of the image seen linked to the construction of ego, demands identification of the ego with the object in screen. Molvey linked pleasure gained from the male gaze in three ways: women's objectification in the gaze of the male characters. An audience stimulates the pleasure of erotic fantasy. Identification with the male protagonist by male viewers links to the development of ego, identified by Lacan as the mirror face. A female figure is turned into a fetish object. She wrote, "Women are characterized by their to-be-looked-atness in cinema. Woman is spectacle and men is the bearer of the look." Molvey argued that the reason Hollywood cinema follow these conventions of gender rules, women as visual fetishes, spoken for, bearers of meaning, and men as vigorous agents, speakers, makers of meaning, is because this is hardwired into the social psyche and thus unavoidable. Examples of the male gaze. Vertigo is one of the main examples of male gaze, which stands up to Molvey's analysis. Scotty, the main protagonist of Vertigo, is obsessed. He falls in love with a woman who apparently dies, and seeing another woman who resembles her cannot help himself but remake the second in the image of the first. With eventual tragic results, as Molvey argues, woman is presented as image and man as the bearer of the look. The Postman Always Rings Twice, 1946, offers a famous example of male gaze. In one of its scenes, the audience is introduced to Cora Smith, the film's lead female character, and the way Cora Smith is picturized with different camera angles and shown on the screen creates a mode of looking that is sexual, voyeuristic, and associated with the male protagonist's point of view. Snoop Dogg featuring Pharrell, Drop It Like It's Hot. Contemporary black music, particularly rap music, has a reputation for being a macho domain where image is paramount and for treating women as little more the objects. The women in this video are literally featured to be more the glamorous, window dressing, fawning and fuzzing over the stars. They are shown dancing with the two male musicians, twerking next to the Rolls Royce, stripping, pouring drinks for Snoop Dogg, which makes it a contemporary example of the male gaze to be experienced. Annotate Menet's Olympia in terms of the gaze. Menet's Olympia 1863 was considered scandalous and vulgar when first displayed. It caused many controversies. The viewer is forced to confront their scopophilia along with the attendant feelings of shame that are linked to this. So, is there any female gaze? A common criticism of Molvey's paper is that the gaze she discusses is strictly male, also white and heterosexual, and this view does more to fix identity than free it. One common response is that both women and men are objectified in cinema. After all, isn't Johnny Farrell from Gilda as attractive as Gilda Mudson? Isn't Fitzwilliam Darcy as beautiful as Elizabeth Bennet in the BBC teleseries of Pride and Prejudice? The Hawkeye Initiative is a project that draws attention to the different ways male and female superheroes are posed in comics and movies. Take this illustration as an example, which poses the male heroes of the Avengers in the same hypersexualized position as the film's sole female protagonist, Black Widow. The illustration makes a good point about double standards, but its humor derives from the fact that it is unusual to see men sexualized in the same way as women. Another argument is that cinema doesn't invite women to desire men's body. Rather, female viewers are positioned to identify with a heroine who is herself desired by a man. The argument that women's desire is best expressed through the sensation rather than a gaze may evoke the cliche that male desire is visual whereas women's is sensory. So, is there a female gaze? Certainly, beautiful men abound in cinema, but there is no direct female equivalent of the male gaze. The male gaze creates a power imbalance. It supports a patriarchal status quo, perpetuating women's real life sexual objectification. For this reason, the female gaze cannot be like the male gaze. This video covered the topics such as gaze, desire, voyeurism, male gaze, its criticism, and female gaze, but there are still some concepts related to this topic that are not covered yet, which I'll try to cover in my next video. Till then, stay tuned. Thanks for watching.